Jamie says, I'd like to see us go back to 4-4-2 and tighten things up at the back. Hawkins has to start at the back.
I wouldn't start Hawkins at the back personally.
You wouldn't?
I think if we're gonna play anyone at centre back, I think we'd play Jordan Bowery personally.
I mean, you won't find anybody on this panel, Cam, in me and Clive, that will probably disagree with that, to be fair. But it says a lot. It says a lot, doesn't it, when we're sitting here saying that the only way to tighten things up at the back and stop us conceding goals is by playing essentially two centre forwards at centre back.
I think going forward, obviously, Oli Hawkins offers a bit more. So I think the wise choice would play Jordan Bowery at centre back. But hey ho, it's just one of them things.
I think it's what's more important now is the clean sheet that everybody's talking about, the most important thing. Because if it is, then you can sacrifice Hawkins' attacking prowess and put him in the defence because he's got the presence. He can head a ball. And he's proved a couple of times he's probably our best defender from set pieces.
We need the stability that the draw would give us a bit of confidence, but we also need the confidence going forward. And I don't think Johnson and Oates on their own can do it. And I don't think that the midfield have really got fired up so far this season. You don't look at Oli Clark. Yes, he's had a match out, but you don't look at him and think, he's the same Oli Clark from last season. Same with George Lapsley, doesn't look the same so far, but he's a little bit off the pace compared to the others. Harry Charsley, yet to come back into the squad properly. And Jason Law, what's his deal?
It's unused sub on Saturday.
Yeah, again, I didn't think he had too bad a game, to be fair, when he played in the under-23s. But again, the difference is there. But he played well last season. I can't quite put my finger on what is going wrong at the minute. Obviously, we're not good enough defending. I saw a stat on Twitter, D3D Football, excellent podcast about League 2 and League 1. They quite often put stats on, and it was saying that in terms of entrances to the opponent's box this season, Mansfield are top of that list. Yet how on earth can we be top of that list but not be scoring goals? We've not quite got the partnerships right. I thought Johnson and Hawkins were going to hit it off, but it's not quite worked. I would like to, I think for me, the last word I'm going to say on the defensive situation for the minute, and I think for me, it's a dead cert of starting Hawkins at centre-back for me. I don't care. I agree with what Clive said, that question of what's more important at this minute, a clean sheet or scoring goals. A clean sheet, because if you get a clean sheet, the least you're going to do is get a point. And that's all we need to kickstart a momentum at the minute for me. And in order to do that, we need a leader back there, an experienced person who's going to marshal the game. And I think that is Oli Hawkins. And because you've got more options up front, whether you play Tyrese as an out-and-out striker, whether you play Johnson and Oates, whether you play Johnson with Lapsley just in behind, there are various different ways you can put that attacking front line than what there are the defensive front line for me. So an absolute certainty is playing Hawkins at centre back. And then if it gets to 60 minutes, 60, 70 minutes, and we've not conceded a goal, and we're on the front foot, and we're chasing the game, and we've got a Rawson or a Hewitt on the bench or whatever, then bring them on and put them at centre back and try chasing the goal and maybe gamble and flip the coin. But for me, the baseline at the minute is 100% keeping that clean sheet and starting from ground zero, because that's how you get places. That's how you go on to stop the rot. You stop the rot by stopping, you stop a flood, don't you, by plugging the hole.
That's all well and good. We'll put 14 defenders on the field, and in three or 4 minutes into the game, we concede a stroppy goal again. What's your plan then? Because the whole thing was predicated on not conceding goals. There has to be some balance in the side. There's no question about that. Going back to what Cam was saying, though, I think our forwards are suffering because poor service from the midfield. Lapsley's just not making that connectivity that he was doing last season. And, and he's not contributing in other areas either. And I think he's a good yard off the pace at the moment. And the midfield as a whole hasn't performed the way it can.
I suppose with the Lapsley thing, he's slow. He's late to the party. Same with Harry Charsley. Obviously, another injury for him. So it's frustrating because two of the best players that we had last season just aren't either clicking with it or they're still not quite 100% ready. And it's so frustrating because it's where we were playing this high intensity football last season. and closing down very quickly, forcing the defence into rash clearances or making errors. It's just that we're not closing down. Other teams are closing us down, and we're the ones that are making the mistakes. And we know exactly where it's going wrong. We know every single game where we're going wrong, but it doesn't take a genius to fix it. So why is it taking 2, 3, 4 games to actually get to a point of some form of stability and without compromising either at the front or the back?